pregame warm-up, presented by Scott Credit Union. Yours.
St. Louis Fan Report. Yes, I am Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is the St. Louis Fan Report, coming to you live from Honolulu, Hawaii. Yes, that is right. We are coming to you live, and I am joined today by my buddy, my pal, my friend, and my co-host, Stag. Hey, Stag, how you doing today?
Just enjoying a nice little sweltry evening here in St. Louis, but the sun's going down. It's really beautiful. Looking forward to having a great show, dude.
Yeah, me too. We got a lot to talk about today. Huge day in sports, but it's not only that. It's a huge day for the STL Fan Report. I don't know if you noticed. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but on the background picture for this show, there's a picture of a former player, and we're going to talk about that former player later on in the show, right? But before we get there, I got to bring him in. Now, today of all days, and we're not going to be friends today because I'm upset. We're going to bring in my buddy and my pal and my friend, Nick from Windy City Hockey. Nick, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing all right. How are you?
Not bad, man. So I'm going to put you up in the front because we need to talk to you today. Mm-hmm. This morning, my phone went absolute crazy because you got to remember I'm five hours behind Midwest. Okay.
Yeah.
So at 10, 11 o'clock your time, it's 5, 6 in the morning my time.
Yeah.
So my phone's blowing up, and there's this rumor that Marc-Andre Fleury has been traded to the Chicago Blackhawks for a guy who may never put a uniform on in the NHL.
Yeah, and for a guy who may not wear a Vegas Golden Knights uniform or Henderson Silver Knights uniform, because he's going to be remaining with the Blackhawks organization.
He's retired, right?
No, he's not retired. It's Mikhail Harkinan. He was a 5th round draft pick in 2018.
Okay.
By the Blackhawks. And apparently he's not going to be reporting to the Vegas Golden Knights organization. He will remain with the Chicago Blackhawks organization to play probably with the Rockford Ice Hogs this upcoming season, which honestly, when I saw that report, it was surprising. But the main topic is number 29, Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah, well, so if you've been under a rock or you live like outside of the hockey world, what happened is Marc-Andre Fleury traded to Chicago for a minor leaguer who is going to stay with Chicago, which makes no freaking sense to me whatsoever. And then, gotcha, Rob. And then the other thing with this is Marc-Andre Fleury found out through Twitter.
Vegas did him dirty.
Oh, dirty's not the right word. So
they backstabbed him.
Well, so here's what happened, and I did pay attention to this pretty closely, right?
Yeah.
On the NHL Network, Steve Weeksy, and I don't know why I'm blanking out. Kevin Weeks came on and talked about this, and he said, according to the Foley family and the GM with the Knights, it was going through the NHL trade regiment, right? The trade system. The trade call was being made.
Yeah.
They don't tell their thing is we don't tell players until it's gone through the trade call. Right? Yeah. Until it's gone through the trade exchange, I think is the word for it, right?
Yeah.
It was waiting for trade exchange approval. Well, while it was in the trade exchange, it got released. There's one thing, I say this all the time, and Rob can attest to this. I call this one of the English language rules. The English language, there's an exception to every single rule. This is one of those times where there should have been an exception to this rule. they should have called Marc-Andre Fleury and let him know what was going on.
I agree. And this is something I was saying when they were, when was rumors. I heard the rumors on Saturday. The Hawks were actually the front runners to acquire Marc-Andre Fleury. I did not do any video about it or anything. I was just hearing the rumbles and saying, okay, if something happens, something happens. Well,
yeah, go ahead, bud.
Well, Marc-Andre Fleury technically is a Blackhawk, but it may still not happen where he wears a Blackhawk jersey, which I feel bad for him on the standpoint that he was the face of the franchise of the Vegas Golden Knights and then gets basically backstabbed by the team to trade him to the Chicago Blackhawks. Am I happy? Yeah, he's a reigning Vezina trophy winner coming to my favorite team. And I've always liked Flurry, but the way it was done on Vegas's standpoint, in my opinion, kind of did Flurry dirty and maybe kind of ticked him off enough to maybe consider maybe retirement.
First of all, we had a show a few days ago, and guys, I'm sorry. Let me welcome in Rooster, our buddy and pal from the Show Me Sports group. Hey, Rooster, welcome. I'll kind of get to you in a little bit, so please stand by. But I didn't want you waiting in the waiting room, and I got Rob down there. But we did a show a couple days ago, actually, after the draft, and we talked about, draft day, right? Draft day. We did the draft day show. And we talked about Chicago, all of a sudden, not rebuilding, but going for it.
Yeah.
Oh, this is part of that. But there's some parts of this that stink. And it's not just the Andre Fleury part of this. Okay? It's who Andre Fleury's been traded for.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree what you're saying. If I was the Blackhawks, I still would have traded more for Fleury. But what they did, they acquired themselves a Hall of Famer in Marc-Andre Fleury and Vezina winner.
Okay.
But they should have probably threw in more to acquire him, but
that's not on the Blackhawks. And I can't believe I just said this. It's not on the Blackhawks. I don't have a problem with the Blackhawks in this deal at all. Believe it or not. I do not have and you know how you and me have talked enough. You know how I feel about the Hawks.
Yeah, but you understand where I'm saying? You're acquiring a Hall of Famer in Marc-Andre Fleury. Wouldn't you think, okay, let's not try and tick him off and say, this is what you're worth by giving up just a 5th-round draft pick who may not even make the NHL?
Absolutely. And it's not only that. There's other things here. The thing that I think is this, first of all, this is, and if you, for Blues fans, if you're a Blues fan and you're wondering why I'm talking to this has the Blues wrapped around it more than you ever know. This is a domino from the Pietrangelo signing. Is exactly what this is. Right?
It is, because Vegas is in cap hell.
Yep.
When they did not retain a single cent of Marc-Andre Fleury's contract.
Yep.
And that's $7 million off the books for the Vegas Golden Knights, which made them now open up a total of $11 million in salary cap, just so they can probably sign Alec Martinez within the next few hours. I'm thinking Martinez resigns with Vegas now that they have the salary cap.
Okay, I do get that. Okay, but here's my issue with all of this. I understand salary cap. I understand what's happening with the trading and some of that. I really get it. I get it. My issue right now, first of all, is the fact that they would do this trade to begin with, Vegas.
Yeah.
There are draft pick. I'm sorry, you can trade Marc-Andre Fleury for this 5th-round pick that'll never put a uniform on and 5 picks in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
2 seconds, 3/3, right? And I'd have been okay with that. To me, that's almost fair market value. 5 for, a Hall of Famer is worth 5 prospects.
Probably.
And second and third rounders, those are high end or high tier prospects.
Yes.
Right. They're not 5 stars, but they're guys in the second and third rounds are guys that you see being in the NHL in some aspect.
Yeah.
Correct. Here's the other problem I have with this. And I want everybody to answer on this one. So I'll go around the room and I'll start with Rooster. Should the NHL have approved this trade?
No.
Well, I don't know.
Say again, Rooster?
I got something to say about it. Go for it.
Go ahead, Rooster.
Well, no, I had something to say about this whole thing. And
Yeah, go ahead, Rob. I'll let you go first. Hold on. We're having some issues here.
But who gives a shit? I mean, players get traded all the time, dude. It's like, deal with it. I'm sorry. It's like if they wanted to give him up, that's what it is. So, like I understand, like it's the news of the day, and we should talk about it. But man, like free agency is always crazy. And I'm having a hard time like understanding why I should really care about this. And I'm just being honest with you. I don't want to try to be disrespectful, but I'm just like as a Blues fan or even a fan of the Central. Tell me why I need to understand what this is going on. To me, it just sounds like a big name guy getting traded. Okay,
I will get to you I'll get to that in a second because I have the why. I really do, but I want to know what Ian thinks about this. Ian? Can you hear me, Rooster?
Oh, I can hear you.
Okay, what do you think about this? Should the NHL have allowed this trade?
Did it interfere with their cap space? Their total cap space.
But, okay, so I get what the trade was for. The issue in this trade, right, that everybody's missing is the precedent it sets. Mm-hmm. It sets a precedent that you can trade a player, just trade him, you could trade a Alexander Ovechkin for a 7th round draft pick. And everybody would be okay with that. No, you cannot. There needs to be fair value.
If they're in their cap space, though, who really cares, though? You know what I mean?
I have something to add on that guy that you're saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Shea Gostisbehere was traded this past weekend for absolutely nothing. Philadelphia got nothing in return for Shea Gostisbehere by Arizona. Arizona gains Gostisbehere and I believe a couple draft picks in return. All Gostisbehere got Philadelphia was them opening up cap space, and right there, in my opinion, that's cap circumvention.
It is, and that's exactly what it is. First of all, it is cap circumvention, right? But not only that, and Brewster, you are a big baseball fan, right?
Right.
In baseball, if we tried it, let's say in his heyday, if we tried to trade Albert Pujols for a single A minor leaguer,
kind of like trading Nolan Arenado for Austin Gomber. Oh, I'm sorry.
But we traded, but it was, there was 4 players involved in that trade, right?
What's the difference?
The difference is there's more coming back.
It's just to use your analogy, but anyway.
No, it's the aggregate, right? It's the aggregate, and that's what's happening. What's happening here is, first of all, it's cap circumvention, and second of all, it is a lot. Baseball has a fair trade system. Basically, when they made that trade, everyone goes the Cardinals ripped off the Rockies. The MLB went and looked at that trade and said, okay, it's this pair for this player, this player, this player, and this player. Trade value is close enough that
you mean like a fair trade clause?
Yeah, fair trade clause, right?
Okay. Yeah, they do. They have that.
Right? The MLB has that, right?
All right.
So you've got to match up. You can't trade a superstar for a draft pick just to get rid of him. In fact, right? That was the thing with Albert Pujols. That's why he got his straight release. They could not trade. he was enough of a superstar, even in his low point, they would never have been able to trade him and get what would be considered fair value through the clearinghouse.
That was huge not getting him, by the way.
Right? So he would not be able to get through the clearinghouse.
That was
Now,
like the biggest drama of all time, was not signing Albert Pujols to what he wanted, the way that he declined like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was huge.
Saying, yeah, but what I'm saying here is because the Angels knew they could not get him through the clearinghouse.
Right.
They released him straight up, and they got stuck with his salary. In a salary cap system, now the Major League Baseball has a soft salary cap. In the NHL, in a salary cap system, they could not have done that. This was not a fair value trade. And because it's not a fair value trade, you're going to see a lot more issues like this, like the Shane Gaspierre trade. Like, first of all, what did you look at what Vancouver did today? Vancouver cut Hopi. They signed Hopi for 2 years. They admitted this. We signed him to a 2-year deal thinking that we would unprotect him and he would get picked up by Seattle. Well, now they're stuck. So now you have a Stanley Cup winning Vezina quality goalie on the market. I like the salary cap. I do. But what these teams are doing to circumvent the salary cap is bull. And this trade should be stopped. I really do think that this trade should be stopped. Wendy, I know I want to know your opinion on this.
Well, I'm really hoping Flurry plays for the Hawks, to be quite honest.
Okay, I get that. I have no issue with that.
Because I've always been a fan of Flurry, and I respect the hell out of the guy.
He's
because
badass.
He basically lost the net to Matt Murray, of all people, in Pittsburgh in the playoffs twice.
Sure.
Then they let him go to Vegas by giving him permission to leave to Vegas in expansion. He became the face of the franchise of the Vegas Golden Knights the day they drafted him in the expansion draft. Ever since, there was the dominoes that fell.
Yeah.
Vegas started thinking, okay, we can win the cup immediately because they made it to the Stanley Cup final year one.
Yeah.
And they lost to the San Jose Sharks the following year in round one.
Yeah, that's controversial though.
Yes, but they still lost. But
yeah, they could have made it to the final. I could have easily.
Why didn't they? Why don't you why didn't they though?
That was the
Cody Eakin
5-minute major.
Yeah.
That was the 5-minute major that got called on
Cody Eakin.
Stastny. Called on Stastny, right?
It was on Cody Eakin, and he it was
Joe Thornton. He pushed
throwing Joe Pavelski down to the ice.
Pavelski down, and it was considered a major. During the 5-minute major, San Jose goes and scores 3 goals, ties the game up, and then in overtime scores the game winner. So that was in game 7. So that was the controversy on that. And then San Jose had another controversial win in the next round in game 7 against the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah.
So I do think that if that play happens a little differently, the Blues don't win the cup, because I think that Vegas could have gotten through the Avalanche, and they might have gotten through St. Louis. So up to that point, we had Vegas's number. So I don't know. It's a little iffy, but Vegas was a well-built team.
Vegas would whoop their ass, dude. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, but I talked about this, Rob. We talked about this a little yesterday, where I had said what Seattle's done is they're not going for that win now mode. They're trying to build up that 3 to 5 window, because what Vegas right now is in danger of finding out what happens when you overpromise.
Yep.
Because when you have this expansion team, you get 3 to 5 years of free season ticket holders, right? They are going to sign up for 3 to 5 years, and they're not going to worry about going and seeing losses every night. They're not going to do that. They understand it. They're okay with it. They want to see that process. They want to be part of that process. Well, Vegas took that process out. They went and won right away. Now you're at that 5-year mark, 4-year mark, and you have this depletion that's going to start happening. And with that depletion, you're going to see a lot of these season ticket holders jet. You're going to see these season ticket holders jet on you, where Seattle has the chance to build up. So when they hit that 3 to 5 year mark where they need these people to renew, they're going to renew. I think Vegas is in trouble.
Well,
Guy, here's another thing. Vegas has traded all 3 of their first round picks that they had in the first round in the 2017 draft. This officially all 3 of the first round draft picks the Vegas Golden Knights made in their first ever NHL entry draft are all gone. They're all to different teams. Montreal with Nick Suzuki, Cody Glass with Philadelphia, with Nashville, and one other player that ended up in Ottawa. I'm blanking on the other guy's name.
I can't remember either. But yeah, you're right. They have no future.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rob.
Well, you kind of made a comment about the Vegas market and things, and I think there's a perception that there's like fans out there that are buying these tickets. Dude, there's no fans out there. That's all corporations that bought all those tickets. So they don't care. They're gonna be fine out there. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's all corporations, it's all casinos, it's all the tickets aren't really for the general fan out in Las Vegas. They're for the corporate people. So I don't buy into the fact that the fans are going to run. Now, Seattle's a serious sports town. We'll see. But I think Vegas, the novelty of sports is just like highlight or whatever, or greyhound racing, wherever just kind of an oddity that they'll have. I don't really see it as being a problem, man.
Well, I think you're partially right. I do think you're partially right.
You'll never say I'm right. I know that. You'll never say I'm right.
No, I think that you have some of what you're saying has it. But remember when we had Kimberly on the other day, right? Mm-hmm. This new NHL fan. When this happened, she lit my phone up. Okay, she lit it up. What does this mean? What is that? What is that? As a new fan, I'm telling you, Vegas is going to lose a whole lot of stuff. And Richard, absolutely. Let me go a few more minutes with Wendy. I'm going to let Wendy go because we'll kill this and then we'll bring you in. And I need to bring you in for a special reason. We'll talk about that here in a second. Wendy, like I said, I'm going to let you go here shortly.
Yeah.
And I know you're okay with that, right? No
fine.
issue. But do you think Flurry retires?
As much as I hope not, it wouldn't surprise me.
Here's one thing that I think that might need to be changed in the NHL, and you're right, and I'm absolutely on with that. The thing that I think needs to be changed more than anything is if you trade for a player that retires or doesn't play for you, isn't, never suits up, that counts against the cap.
Well,
right?
The thing is, if Flurry does retire, his salary cap hit does not affect the Chicago Blackhawks in any way.
Yeah, because he goes into LTIR.
I don't believe it will go to LTIR.
Yeah, that's what happened with Steen. That's what happened with Steen. It goes to LTIR because they still get paid the money.
Yeah, I know, but I read something from Cap Friendly that was posted right after the trade and after the announcement that he could be considering retirement, and I believe it gets voided out somehow.
Well, I know with Steen, his went on LTIR, right? For last year. It went on LTIR. I think it goes to LTIR. I think you operate within LTIR and it comes off the books.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when you put it in LTIR If you put it in LTIR before the season starts, some of it goes on the books. If you put it in LTIR after the season starts, it all comes off the books. So that's something interesting to look at.
Here's the thing, too. The Blackhawks acquiring Marc-Andre Fleury put them at the cap, at the salary cap. And if Marc-Andre Fleury does retire, and if it does go to the point where he does have to be put on LTIR by the Chicago Blackhawks, they just screwed themselves for tomorrow in free agency and grabbing a goalie.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely they did. So that's something huge. Hey, Nick, thanks so much. Oh, by the way, Nick, I know if you happen to be in the St. Louis area from August 17th to September 12th, I would love to get you on A, to meet you, and B, possibly do a live show with you. Would you be willing to do that if you're in the area?
It might be difficult because school and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't know yet. Have to figure all that out later on.
You got my info, right? Get in contact with me. I just wanted you to know I got some stuff coming up, and I wanted to give you a chance. All right. So hey, Nick, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We love having you on anytime. And I can't wait till the season starts to where we can do these live shows like I do with you on, where you can either gloat on us or we can gloat on you. It'll be fun.
All right.
Okay, bud. Talk to you later. Thanks so much. All right. A lot of fun talking to Wendy. Great. Hey, everybody. First, let me say this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and you're watching the St. Louis Fan Report on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I think I got it in Rooster's group. I tried to do a direct put, but it didn't go in there. But I shared it in there, so hopefully Rooster's group's getting it. We're having a great time. Got some good more stuff to talk about. Richard, I sent you the link, buddy. Come on in.
Come on in, Richard.
Let me double check.
Can I say one thing real quick?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, I want to just take my hats off to Josh's site, man. He's growing. He's
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
And you want to tell us a little bit about where people can find you? It's a low commitment thing. It's like you just can check in. There's great features and stuff. You want to tell us while we're waiting for Richard a little bit?
It's Show Me Sports Crew. It's a group on Facebook, and you get groups all the time. They cover one sport. Well, Show Me Sports Crew covers hockey, Chiefs football, and St. Louis Cardinals baseball. So come join in. We have a good time. We cover all sports all the time.
Okay. No. So actually, I know Richard's coming on, and I got to do something here real quick while I'm trying to do this. I mentioned something that was coming up or coming our way here very shortly. Something happened really good today. And I think you guys are all going to love this if I can figure this out.
Time out.
Yes, sir.
Guy's definition of very good. I'm actually I'll tell you after why I'm appalled.
Well, you're cutting in and out on us, boss.
Hello.
Yeah, you're the one in and out. Is he still there? Rooster, are you there? Can you hear me?
It's really laggy there, Rob.
Yeah, you're lagging in on us, Rob.
You got big lag.
All right. I'm gonna bump out.
Okay, no problem, bud. So I don't know where he was going. Probably nowhere important.
I don't know either.
But yeah, so something big is coming up, right? And I got contacted today by a former Blue.
Fair enough.
And this Blue owns and operates a couple of bar/restaurants in the St. Louis area.
Really?
Yes, he operates Geyer Inn, and I want to make sure I say this right because I know I've had trouble with this. John P. Hold on. John P. Fields in
John
Clayton.
P. Fields.
John P. Fields and
Clayton.
Yep.
Yes. So you guys, so I don't know the restaurants and bars in the area anymore, but you guys know them, right?
Oh yeah, I know most of them, and I've heard of that one too.
Well,
Guyer Inn is a rockin' place, man. That place, it's small, it's tiny, but boy, you get to know your neighbor in that place. It's a good time.
oh, the Guyer Inn.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, well, so
Guyer Inn.
on August 19th at 7:00, mark your calendars. We're doing a live show at John P. Fields.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And not only that, I'm going to be joined by Soupy. Jim Soupy Campbell is going to join us on the show at JP Fields.
Yep. Very nice.
Right? Good. I mean,
awesome.
Big start to the trip, right? Big start. Good start to the trip. And then on Friday and Saturday, the 20th and 21st, the Hockey Warriors. Now, we got to figure out what's going on with COVID in the St. Louis area. But right now, the Hockey Warriors have a showcase that whole day, right? Whole day. And I'm going to cover it. I'm going to do live shows like in between games. I'm going to do things like that. And then Saturday night, I think about 7:00, they have a reception for all the players. Me and Rob are covering that. We're going to do the show and talk to the players and get out. So absolutely, we need to, if you're in the St. Louis area, I need your big time support. I mean, as big as you can give me. If you're hearing this and you're in the Lou, you need to come out and show these restaurants what the Blue Note Fan Report and what the St. Louis Fan Report is all about. Yep. We love it, man. We love it. Hey, Rob, any mosquitoes out there tonight?
Yeah, I'm getting beaten up, man. Can't you see? I'm like,
yeah.
But well, you know what?
Hey, Richard.
They love that sweetness I got.
Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I am so glad that you came on because there's something very special that happened yesterday and that's happening today, right? Mm-hmm. And Richard, you know what special happened yesterday, right?
For benefits trade?
No. Something that is special to Richard Campbell.
Oh, that's my birthday.
Say again?
My birthday.
That's right. Yesterday.
Your birthday? How old are you?
Yesterday was Richard's birthday. It was also Sam Manzella's birthday, who's not here, who's not online with us. But today is my oldest daughter's 27th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay. So, Rob, I love you, right?
I know, but not that much.
You can go F yourself here in a second because it is time. Oh, hold on. I think I screwed up.
Yeah.
I screwed up.
You think? You think?
I screwed up. I know I did.
I
just thought
would it be a fan report show without a screw up though? No.
Oh, well, man, that is true too.
You know what? You get off this show right now with that kind of attitude, my man.
Yeah. No, he actually absolutely he's right. If it would not be the fan report if I didn't make some kind of stupid mistake like I just did. Sure. That's the one thing about StreamYard that I don't like. You gotta click a button every time you want to share audio when you should already have that click. So here we go. Again.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It's embarrassing.
Happy birthday,
Richard and Aya and Sam.
And everybody.
So there you go. I had to do that. The immortal Marilyn Monroe singing happy birthday to John F. Kennedy. and giving him some specials in the back room. But that's neither here nor there.
Whoa, this is a family show.
That was amazing.
Oh my goodness, what fun it is. What fun it is. Katrina, I hope you got to see all us talking about your the Marc-Andre Fleury trade. We talked about it in great, and yes, Ryan, we got to see it. Great detail. Richard, something you when this happened a couple of days ago, you talked to me about it. The Buchnevich trade. You had some thoughts on this, and then today the Blues go and sign him to a 4-year deal, which takes him out of 3 years of his free agency, which really shocked me.
Yeah.
What do you think about that one?
But let's see what you got to say, Richard. The floor is yours.
Well, I
The
feel
floor is
most
yours.
fans don't know what Buchnevich brings to the team, as he's been very underrated his entire career in New York. And it seems like when people talk about the Rangers for the last 4 years, they always mention Zibanejad, Panarin, and Adam Fox, who just recently came in. No one talks about Buchnevich, who's been producing consistently since he came into the league. I think St. Louis should expect 30 goals and 70 points upwards from him moving on in his 4-year tenure here.
Yeah. What do now? I see him on a special line, and I'm calling it. I talked about it yesterday. I'm calling it the Spetsnaz line. I think that's how you say it. I can't say it right.
You got to know how to say it if you're.
I got to get Katrina on here. Katrina, I got to find Katrina to have her teach me how to say it right. The Spetsnaz, I think, is how it's pronounced. Okay. But I see Buchnevich on the left, Barbashev in the center, and Tereshchenko on the right. Russian Special Forces. What do you think, Richard?
Well, I think Buchnevich is going to be brought in to replace Tarasenko. I think that was what that deal was about. But that would be a very intriguing line if Tarasenko does in fact stay on the team.
Well, I got to say this. We got Spetsnaz. There we go. Chris Stockley's trying to help me say it right. Spetsnaz. Yeah, something like that, But, well, here's the thing. I originally would have thought that too. But I looked at some things that happened in the last couple of days. First of all, as soon as he was drafted, Doug Armstrong walked back the trade. He walked it back instantly. He said, I could see a situation with, or he said, currently, Vladimir Tereshchenko is part of our team, and he should be ready to suit up for training camp. Right? He came out and said that. Then, okay, that's nah. But then you go and you look at draft day. Nothing happens. Nothing happens, and now he's saying Spetsnaz. There we go, Spetsnaz. That's how you say it. But that's a good name for the line. I'm sorry, it's a good name for the line.
Is it?
But now, Russian Special Forces. You're talking offensive power here. You're telling me that's not that line isn't worth 200 points? I think that line's 200 points.
Well, no.
You hold on. You said 70. You said 70 from Buchnevich. Right? I could see 60 to 70 from Tereshchenko.
How many
so
goals?
That's 140. Now, if those two are getting those points, don't you think Barbashev, who centers them, is going to get 30 to 40 points, and then he's going to get points also on the other side of this, on the power play? Or because now I can see him being part of the power play, and he's also a penalty killer and a good one at that.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, that's a 200-point line in my book.
It's not an overwhelming possibility. I wouldn't bet money on it, but it's not unbelievable or anything.
Sure.
Well, here's the thing, and the other reason why I think that this, Tereshchenko's getting more than 40 points. He's getting 30 goals. I'm telling you. Hold on. So this is where this is where my thinking is. Okay, you have this value set in your mind for what Tarasenko is, right?
Sure.
And you haven't seen that value yet. And what you're hearing from everybody is, we don't trust the shoulder. We don't trust the shoulder. We don't trust the shoulder. Okay, I get that. So you know what? I'm going to put him on my team. Everyone all my doctors and his doctors say his shoulder is fine now, and that he should be really close as he was before. So I'm going to keep him and let him start scoring those goals. I bring in Buchnevich, who helps calm the situation down a little bit. Another Russian presence, right? I have him on with Barbashev, another Russian presence. So I keep guys around him that are in his camp, so to speak, and I let guys go that aren't in his camp. So I'm appeasing him a little bit. But in doing that, he starts scoring the goal. You know what? If he's going to score 30 goals, I'd rather him scoring for us than somewhere else. And I think that's what's happening here. Go ahead.
Well, the thing that I think is there's a lot going on with this situation. Number one, nobody wants Vladimir Tarasenko at the price that Doug Armstrong is asking. And that is obvious. I mean, let's just call it what it is, okay? Nobody wants him. Nobody thinks he's the same player that he once was. So, rather than run him out of town on a rail, why doesn't Craig Berube and Doug Armstrong challenge this guy and say, you've been in this league 9 years. You need to start, being the leader. We pay you leader money. We pay you to be the leader of the team. We want you to take this team on your back and lead us to another Stanley Cup. And we want you to be the guy to do it, Vladimir Tarasenko. You're our marquee star. I can see them issuing a challenge and say, look, nobody wants you, man. Nobody wants to pay what you're worth to play. They really don't. Otherwise, this deal would have been done. So let's just take our pride, roll it back in, and let's go play some hockey for the Blues. And let's, you be the leader that you need to be. I can see that scenario maybe happening.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can too. Hey, Rooster, just so you know, I've had to mute you a couple of times because we're picking up some feedback from you. So
I'm sorry. I'm going to go back in the house and then I'll be cut.
Okay. No, I just, because of that, I had to do that. But again, that's what I've been saying. I think that they're going to keep him, and I think the Buchnevich trade has more to do with keeping him than getting rid of him. And it made sense to me. I'm telling you, the second I heard it, I was like, man, they're not getting rid of Tarasenko, right? And then Armstrong, when he said, after the stand by for what's next, I knew nothing was happening. I knew that was a setup. I knew it was a setup. It felt like a setup, right?
Yeah, just stupid games. I mean, just tell us what the F's going on, Dougie. Just tell us what the F's going on. Nobody wants to play your stupid games.
Okay. Well, actually, so Guido, I want to address this because he's right, but he's also wrong. He says that all Russians don't like each other, just like not every American likes every American. Okay, but here's the difference. The Russians aren't in Russia. They're here. And being a service member who spent, and Michael, we will get to that very shortly, who spent the majority of his time in the Navy in foreign countries, we gravitate to each other, whether we like them or not. There is comfort in your countrymen. There are guys that I serve with that I could not effing stand. I wouldn't, on board ship, I wouldn't piss on them to put a fire out. Okay? If they were on fire, I wouldn't piss on them. But when we were on Liberty, when we were out there, if something happened, I'd be looking at them to help out. And I think that they'd be doing the same for me. There is a connection when you are outside of your own country in enemy or foreign territory that comes together. Rob, you did it. You served just like me. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree to your point. I will say that there's also the rule of the pack. And if you want to be an individual and step out on your own and not follow rules, then the consequences is that you're not going to have the backing of your troops. So I think you also have to understand that maybe he does have the backing of the troops. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, how could he go back in the locker room after he questioned, the medical staff? That's a big thing, and how did, like Reedlow said, how did the other players, take him seriously after he's dealt with this publicly instead of privately?
Well, and this is the thing that I think, this is why I so think that the Blues released this. I'm sorry. I am so dead set. You could not, unless you showed me the original email that released this, the original pieces of information that were released saying it wasn't them, you'll never convince me that it wasn't. Mm-hmm. Because there's no good whatsoever that came out of this release for the Tarasenko. However, for the Blues, it's been very positive. All the negativity's turned on Tarasenko, right? Rooster, I've watched your group. Now, this is where you come in, bud. This is where you come in. I know you're in not just your group, you're in other groups. What have you seen? Where has the negativity been? Where's the positivity been?
I'll tell you, I've seen about maybe 5% positivity about Tarasenko, and the other 95% is get rid of him. His shoulder's shot. We're gonna turn on a future star, and I've always been with Rob about this subject. Why would you turn on Tarasenko? Because there's rumors coming out, like his shoulder. Yeah, he's had problems with his shoulder, but why turn against one of our stars? That's always bothered me. But I'm telling you, within my group and other hockey groups, I'd say a good 95% of them turned against Tarasenko when all that came out.
Exactly, and what it did was, now that this negativity is out there, it's forcing Tarasenko's camp to back off that trade demand. It absolutely is.
Hey, and Richard, how is this being played up in Canada where you're at, the whole Tarasenko saga? What are you hearing?
Well, I've just been hearing the same thing as you guys. Everyone wants Tarasenko gone for Blues fan page, and as you guys said, I don't see how they can turn on one of the stars. Like, I don't see anyone turning on Zach Eichel in Buffalo because they understand that Buffalo's been absolutely bad throughout his entire tenure. So they can't really fault Tarasenko for wanting out because of his shoulder injuries.
Yeah, no, you're right, and I get that. But the difference between Eichel and Tarasenko is Tarasenko's done this, and Eichel's never even come close to doing this. Okay, so that has a lot to do with it.
It was always wrong. Yeah, it was always wrong, guy. And I don't. I guess when a rumor comes out like that, everybody wants to panic and then go straight to, well, he's trash now. He's older now. He has a shoulder injury.
Yep.
What about if he stays and he conquers that shoulder injury, and then what? They're just going to all hop back on the bandwagon, right?
Exactly. They exactly are. And this is why I think that it was better for the Blues to release this than it ever was for the Tarasenko camp.
Right.
Because we leak it, everybody turns against him. He comes back, his shoulder's crap. Everybody stays against him. We got no problem. We put him on LTIR. He retires or whatever. We're done. We look good.
You know who
he comes.
You know what?
Go ahead, Richard. I'm sorry.
You know who this Tarasenko situation reminds me of 10 years earlier? From Markov's situation in Montreal. He was known as injury prone for 3 years still, and everyone wanted him gone throughout the entire Habs organization. He finally gets healthy, and he has another 6-7 straight productive campaigns for that team before being doubt, but
Yeah, what was the name? What was the name you said again? I didn't hear the name.
Andrei Markov.
Oh,
Okay.
Melkoff. No. Oh, I like that. You're right. That is. And there was the premonition that he's injury prone. When you look prior to the injury itself, he wasn't. It was just one injury that took time.
So, Guy,
Yes.
this goes to a bigger conversation that you and we've always had. This is the narrative that they build, this media narrative that nobody likes Tarasenko. Tarasenko should be out. Forget that guy. The fan boards blow up, and like, to me, I just think it stinks. I don't think in other cities they treat their fans to that level like this. And to me, it's embarrassing, man. So I don't know.
You know what it is, Rob? You know what it is, Rob?
What's that?
It's people that don't know that much about injuries and as hockey as a whole. That's what it is. They probably hopped on the bandwagon after the Blues won, and they were like, "Oh, well, he's useless now. Throw him to the side." Those are those fans doing that, probably.
Doug Army, God love him, but he's built maybe an unrealistic expectation that we'll be in the Stanley Cup final every year. That's what he's built.
But he also the Blues have an issue, a fan base issue that hasn't been talked about. And there is
don't talk about the fans now.
No. I have, and you know what? Every side of this,
fans are trash. I hate our fans sometimes.
But what I'm trying to get at is one of the things that has come out is, and you see it in my Berube article, we got the cup. That's all that freaking matters. We got the cup. So all those guys that won the cup, they're going to be Blues forever. We love them. Nothing else matters but the cup.
Except Edmondson.
No, yeah. But that's just mindset.
That's a good WWE performance there, guy.
What?
I like the way you said that. We were the cup.
Hey, if anything, I'm entertaining.
But you know what, though, Guy? Like, you and I talk about this all the time. It's like fans are like so ADD. It's like, Tarasenko in the rub off. What's the rub off? Well, I mean, that's ridiculous. But that becomes the meme of the day. And then I mean, how many conversations has anybody here had about Tom Wilson? Remember when we were ready to run him out of town and get him out of hockey and ban him from the game? Well, guess what? Nobody's talking about that anymore. So everybody's got short-term memory, and it's just, it's tough to take it seriously. It's like you said, Tarasenko, he's the biggest piece of crap. Get rid of him. But holy cow, that guy scored 20 goals, man. He's my favorite player.
You should see some of the Cardinal fans, Rob.
Oh yeah, they're even worse.
Same thing.
Dude, it's worse. It's worse than Blues fans.
Oh yeah, especially this year with that.
And you know what? And see, but you just brought up a really good point, Rooster. Right? And the point, that's where a lot of Blues fanhood comes from. The expectation of the Cardinals, the 11 World Series, I think it's 21 World Series appearances or 20 World Series appearances, 19 World Series appearances.
We're the most successful team in the National Leagues, and then it's the Yankees ahead of us. But that's it.
But well, actually, there's two teams in the National League that have gone to more World Series than us. But both of them played in New York at one time.
We are the number one team in the National League for a World Series.
Well, for wins, but not for appearances.
11. We got 11.
11 wins, and I think it's 19 appearances, but the Giants have 21 appearances, and the Dodgers have 20 appearances.
We still got more wins than both those little.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm just saying, but by appearance, whatever.
I hate those guys.
Yeah. So, but what I'm getting at is that expectation, and then again, a lot of Cardinal fans are Blues fans that are also Cardinal fans look at this situation in the same way. A guy that is injured in baseball comes back rather quickly, right? Well, it's a different type of injury, and it's a different type of gameplay.
I wouldn't even say that, guy. These pitchers who blow their arms, they don't come back very quick.
They don't, but I'm talking about the everyday players.
Tommy John mixed into it. It's like they're out for the whole year if they get diagnosed with that shit.
Yeah, no, I'm talking more about turf toe or things like that.
Sure. Some of the smaller injuries. The hockey players are definitely tougher than baseball players. But
yeah, so there's some of that in there, right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, so this has been a great conversation, right? Really good conversation, and we're almost out of time. Yes, I know we're that. He's so good at letting me know where I'm coming up on my hour. I love it. Wait until we get on live, man. When we're live, I plan on doing a 2-hour show, but only an hour online. If you want to be part of this show,
you know what? The first hour is going to be his intro.
What I plan on doing is a show from 7 to 9. 7 to 8 will be live, and then we're going to continue at talking, but we'll talk with the fans at JP's, right? So you guys got to come out. You got to support us. And another way that you can support us.
Did you say JP's guy?
Yeah.
Which one?
JP Fields.
JP Fields.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't remember the field, so I just said the JP.
I got Fields. One out here, and I was like, oh, man, if it's the one out here, I'm going to be going to that for sure.
No, it's the one in Clayton, JP Fields. Hey, I'm working, if you know other places, and I think that this is going to help, move us along too. But here's another way that you can help us out. And right here, this is a T-shirt that is going to go in. Well, the shirt is going to look a little different. It's going to be the wicking style material, but it's going to look something similar to this. That is our logo up on the corner.
Buy some merch, peeps.
Say again?
Said buy some merch.
Yeah, buy the merch, man. Absolutely. So it's got that, and then on the back, I think the back is the coolest part. You guys ready to see the back?
Show it.
There's the back.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That
right?
Looks clean.
That's the back of the shirt, and it's going to have, with STL Fan Report on the bottom, right? These shirts are $20, and they're the wicking material.
Not bad.
No, I don't think they're bad at all.
It's not bad at all, $20.
Right? They will be, while I'm in St. Louis, you can pick them up without shipping. I know some people have complained about our $9 shipping, $12 shipping. There is nothing I can do about that right now.
I'll buy one from you, guy.
Okay, well, I love that, man. I'm hoping that when I'm at Don Brown, they're going to sell a bunch of these. And I'm going to have the site up, and it's going to have local pickup available at the Warrior. Now, I cannot sell them at Centrine.
Right.
I cannot. Well, let me rephrase that. I can sell them on the website at Centrine, but I can't hand Centine. Yes.
It sounds like you're saying latrine, dude. Don't say latrine.
That's what it looks like.
Oh,
the cream.
Don't
right?
Say that. Don't say
right.
That.
So Centine.
The cream.
Right. Yeah. Just leave me alone. Let me just be me, okay? Yeah. So
we got.
I can't sell them. I can't sell them. I can't hand them to you at the Warrior event. But after we buy them, I will set up a booth somewhere outside of their area where you can come pick them up for me.
Gotcha.
Right. So at then I'm just delivering it, not selling it. It's already been bought.
Guys,
so we'll do that.
You like to tell us how the sausage is made, and we just ordered the sausage.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you need to know how it's made, because when you know how it's made, it makes it taste better.
Okay. All right then.
All right. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to get these on today or tomorrow, hopefully today. The picture will not be the actual shirt. The actual shirt's going to be the wicking material. I don't have a picture of the shirt yet. Nothing I can do about that. But I really want you guys to I'll tell you what. I need to sell, and this is no joke, before the 17th, I need to sell 200 of these. I need to sell two.
You let me know when it drops, Guy, and I'll buy one off you.
Right? I need to sell 200 of these. I need you to share them in your group, show them out. I think this is a good design. To be honest,
or you can share the link. I said I'll share the link to my group, or you can, whichever.
Okay. I think this is a pretty good. I'm trying to blow this one up a little bit so you can see it a little better. I put it in the corner there. The corner by the fans, for the fans, about the fans is actually going to be in black, right? We're going to take that black bottom away, and those words are going to be in black, right? So I think this is what the shirt needs to be. I think it shows who we are. And I've been told one thing. I lost Rob for a second. Oh, I think he had to go. Oh, sorry, because I went over my hour. Oh, battery dying. No problem. Sorry, Rob. But you know what? Let's make this happen, guys. Let's make this happen. Richard, first of all, because we didn't get to talk to you yesterday, let me say again, very happy birthday to you. I can't
Happy
wait
birthday,
to what
Richard.
Thank
right?
you.
I can't wait to what you write next. Now, I will
How
say
old
this.
are you turning?
I'm 19 now, so I finally get to drink legally. Woo!
19. Only 2 years
only
until
19,
you're
Richard?
21.
Wow.
Well, it's 19 to drink in Ontario, so
Right.
You're telling me you're only 19?
less so.
19.
Shit, I feel like an old fuck. Yes, I said that, and I normally don't curse on my own show.
Happy 19th birthday
Yeah,
to
happy
you.
birthday, man. Happy. I mean, really. I hope you enjoyed the Marilyn Monroe. I hope you enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you for that. I just,
Right?
I
So,
just,
hey, I can't wait for what you write next. I really can't. Because I got to tell you, you know that top 5 coaches that I'm getting all these in a lot of the groups are going, it's way too early for this. It's way too early for this. I didn't think it was. I thought it was dead on. I thought you and me talked about that article. It was supposed to be released a long time ago, but due to some circumstances, we didn't get it released in time. And I told you I wanted to hold on to it for a bit. And I thought that it came out really well.
no,
Right?
I'm sorry for being so proud about my articles. I obviously don't.
Do you write with Guy, Richard?
Hmm?
Do you write with Guy?
Not sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like,
so-
That's cool, man.
So sometimes what I'll do with some of the writers is they'll send me like pieces of an article
Right.
or things like that. And then I'll kind of add my touch to it.
And approve it. And yeah.
Yeah, and I'll add my touch. Sometimes I just give them the credit, and sometimes it's a dual byline, depending
Very
on.
cool, Richard. That's awesome, man.
Right?
Keep writing. Keep doing what you love.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody tell you different. If that's what you love doing, do it.
thank you for that.
Absolutely.
You got good takes, Richard, and we'll continue to keep going with that and make your stuff better. Thank you so much. I can't wait for the next article. You got anything going on with Sports Street, buddy?
No, I've actually been absent on that front. I haven't posted a video in 3 months or something,
Yeah.
just because I can't find someone to speak on my behalf. So
Yeah. Well, you know what I'd like to do, Richard, and I know with the season coming up, and that you're going to start doing some more shows in that. I'm going to offer this, and whether or not you don't have to accept it here online, you can talk to me later. I'm going to formally offer you a spot under the Fan Report Media Group to bring Sports Street.
I
Right?
would like that
That's
very
awesome.
much.
Say again.
I would like that very much. Thank you.
Well, if you want to do a contract or a deal or something with Sports Street and the Fan Report, more than glad to work something with you, my friend. More than glad. We're going to grow here at Fan Report Media Group, and I just want to say this: don't forget that just because we call ourselves the Fan Report Media Group, we're not fan media. We're media. The key word here is media, and we're going to give you what we think's the fans' perspective is. Doesn't mean that we're fan media, and St. Louis Blues, you need to hear that. Media from the fans' perspective. It's what we are, and that's what we're always going to be. Rooster, thanks for joining, man, and I'll bring you on more. Sorry, I was getting some feedback, so I had to put you on mute. I hope you understand that.
No, totally, Guy. Anytime you want to have me on, I'll come on. Help you out, whatever you want me to do.
Oh, anytime, and I appreciate it. All you got to do is ask. If I got something like tonight, like Richard came on, hey, I'm available. Can I come on? Yeah, let me work it out. I had Wendy on. Wendy, thank you. Great conversation. Great conversation about Marc-Andre Fleury, right? I thought it was really good conversation, and I thought we brought up some really interesting stuff about that.
Hey, Guy, can I ask you one more thing before we get out of here?
Yeah.
About that Russian forward that we just got.
Yes.
How do you think his assists will be? Because everybody talks about his goal scoring. How about his assists? What do you think that's going to be at?
Actually, if you watch some of his, and Richard probably can speak to this a little better than me, but I'll let him speak to it after I think if you watch some of his plays, he gets he's passing, then getting himself in position. So he's the one setting up his own damn goals.
Very cool.
I see a lot of that from him. Richard, what do you think, bud?
I have to agree with that. I don't see him as a sniper type of forward. Like, he gets his goals, but he's not the type of sniper. Like, he's no Ovechkin, he's no Tarasenko, he's no he's more like Kucherov in that sense. He sets up plays and then he gets his own fair share of goals too. I'm personally expecting 35 to 40 assists from him next season, 65 to 70 points, but that's just me.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, Rich. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Buchnevich that nobody's talked about. Nobody. I haven't heard one person bring this up. Do you know what Buchnevich is? He's the one thing that we were missing all last season. What did fans consistently complain about all last season with the Blues?
Scoring.
Well, not just scoring, but what part of scoring?
Setup, man.
That front presence.
An all-around player.
No, Buchnevich is the kind of guy that goes and gets in front of the net and puts a stick down and drops. He passes it to player B, runs down, player B passes it to him. He puts a stick and pops it in the net. He's the net front presence that we need.
He's an all-around player, though, isn't he, guy?
He's not as defensive-minded. I mean, he is a bit of a two-way player, and I think he can be defensive-minded in our system. But I look to him to be that setup guy. I really do. I look to him to be the guy that helps you with your outlet pass. And when he gets that outlet pass, he's streaking down with that speed he's got. He's only 24. He streaks down with that speed, and he gets in front of the net and lets you fire that puck right back to him.
He's so young.
Right?
That's the
right
thing.
back
He's
to
so
him.
young.
Right? What, bud? What, Richard?
I just want to tell a story before I log off, as I'm probably going to log off after this.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
I lost my wallet a couple of weeks ago, so I didn't have a driver's license. So guess what I bought my alcohol with? Health card. I just can't
That's how you buy your booze?
What's your health card?
Some
Your
places,
health card?
some places didn't even ID me, but for places I do, they were like, "What the hell?"
What'd you go in there to buy some whiskey and they denied you or some shit?
Oh no, no one denied me. I went to the liquor store, obviously, and went to 3 different bars and a casino. But
Right.
at the liquor store and the casino, people were like, "What the hell?"
Well, hey, this is important.
Well, guys, I'm
All right,
sorry,
guys.
but I got to cut us short. I mean, we're over our time. We had a great
we're
time.
over.
I can't wait to St. Louis because we're going to have longer shows. We're going to have more shows. And the shows are going to be about you. You've got to show up to the shows. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for Rooster, Richard, the Stag, and Windy City Hockey saying aloha, mahalo. And you know that I'm bleeding blue with you. And I can't wait to see you on the next Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha.